And we are live. Happy Friday. Friday is my CEO day, and I haven't normally been going live on a Friday because I'm just hunkering down and working on some big ideas. I like having Friday just wide open to work on growing the business instead of being focused on being in the business. So that's typically what my Fridays are. But I'm taking a special exception here to be with you guys today because we're going to bring in a very special guest. You guys know him. You love him. You've seen his face. Hey, Angela and Zan. Guys, I'm going to send you a DM after this. I was thinking about you today. I've got a special thing I've got on my mind just for you two that I think you're going to like. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for when we're done this. I'm going to send you a special DM, video DM. I'm always coming up with new ideas. Last Friday, I was thinking about Angela, and we had Believe Raids that we came up with. And this Friday, I got something new. It's related to movement makers that I think you guys are going to be on board with. Bo in the house, welcome. Carol, welcome. Jan Allen, welcome. Tess in the house, amazing. Angela, of course. Brian, Margarita, Yasmin, Ingrid, Vishal, welcome guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've got a special guest that should be arriving soon that you guys are going to like. We're going to have a really fun chat. Last time we were on together, we made a YouTube video that got 1 million views on YouTube, almost broke the internet there, so you're going to be excited for his message. Just wait for him to join in here. Otherwise, I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. As I said at the start, I like having one. Zan says, cool, so excited. Angela says, ready, let's go. Hey, Angela, how are we doing on the Believe Raids? We're super close to doing Believe Raids, guys. Angela and my sister Sandra are figuring out the final details, and then we're going to launch it. And the idea there is once a day doing an act of kindness for somebody. Angel's going to pick an amazing human that she feels deserves some extra love, and then we're all going to go give that person some love on one of their Instagram posts. If you want to sign up, it's free. There's no sales pitch. Just wanting to do good every day. Simple act of kindness. You can check out believeraids.com or message Angela, and she can connect you. Anyway, so yeah, so excited to make that happen. Hello, Movement Makers family, says Carol. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How do you join in the group? I'm not sure which group you're talking about. If you're talking about Movement Makers, easiest spot is just off the website. Just go to Carmichael.com and scroll down. You can see it there. Or if you message Zane or Angela or any of the people in the group, you'll be able to get in. Angela says, almost there. All right, come on, Angela. Let's make it happen. I'm so excited. Yeah, so first email. The template's ready to go. First email will be coming soon, so stay tuned. We'll make it happen. Okay, I think I see. There he is. I see him. Let's bring him. And let's get ready for an amazing chat. Here he comes. Bringing him in. And there he is.
What's up, man? How are you?
The one and only Dean Graziosi, ladies and gentlemen. All good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Good to see you. It's been too long.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we did this, I think it was in October, November. We did the IG Live, took it to YouTube, got 1 million views, broke the internet. So super pumped to have you back on again.
Let's break the internet again. You know what I mean?
Let's do it again, man. Let's do it again. And listen, before we get started, I wanted to thank you because I don't know if I've ever actually done this publicly, but when I was doing my book, Built to Serve, we were meeting in Puerto Rico, and you and Brendan Burchard were having this big event for your mastermind group. And it was a 3-day event. And I know there's so much stress that happens in launching these things and having to go. And I mentioned that, hey, do you guys have any strategies for my book? And you and Brendan took an hour over lunch backstage, basically your only break, for the day, to sit there and jam with me on my book and strategies. And then you gave me a lot of great connections with the warehouse and all that to make it happen. So just super appreciative for all the help and effort, dude.
Message to get out to the world, and you're an awesome dude. So I'm glad we could help.
I love it. So Dean's got a new program coming up. What's that?
And I want to say thank you. You're always there for us too, always willing to help and lend a hand. And my team leans on you when they need expertise on YouTube and all that. So this is how reciprocity works, brother.
I love it. Well, stay tuned, guys. Dean's YouTube channel is going to be something special this year. I can feel it in my bones. We got to make it happen. But topic of the day, Dean's got this awesome new program, in the 5-day Own Your Future Challenge. It starts May 11th. He's doing it with Tony Robbins. He's doing it with all of the big names in personal development, people you know, recognize, love, starting very soon, May 11th, and YouTube will link that up in the description below for you to go check out. Just give us the quick high level of what the Own Your Future Challenge is all about, man.
Yeah, you know, listen, let's just face it, the world is completely shifted, right? If you haven't felt uncertainty, scared, unsure where the world is going, what you should do, if you should pivot, shift, discover something new, if you haven't felt that way, you're kind of not human with all these changes going on. So, you know, Tony and I have been dear friends for a decade and partners, and we did a challenge in January about shifting your mindset, right? I mean, this is your world, Evan, and if you're watching us right now, you either might follow me or Evan, you know, this is our world. If we don't shift our mindset, nothing changes, right? We kind of, it's like, who moves my cheese? You kind of sit and fold your hands and wait for someone to wave a magic wand and fix it. And the fact of the matter is no one's coming to fix it. This is on us. So January, we did a challenge called The New World, New You, about mindset. We put 830,000 people into the challenge. It was unbelievable. 190 countries. I mean, it was off the charts. I mean, if you ever looked at a picture of 500,000 people that were at Woodstock, the famous concert from the 60s, it's a mountain of people, and it was more. But now, since then, we help people with their mindset. So many people have asked about impacting their economic future. How do they shift their own economy, right? How do we fix the global economy? We shift the economy in our homes. But when the world changes, you know, Tony said this, and I love it. It's like Humpty Dumpty broke. It's not going back together the same way. And if it's not going to be the same world when it opens back up, how do we have the capabilities to know where the puck is going? Wayne Gretzky, right? From Canada. But
that's it.
The States. I love when he was asked why he's so good. He said, most people go skate where the puck is. I figured out how to skate where the puck is going. And when it comes to your economic future, building your own economy, you need to know where the puck is going. So Tony and I got together and said, let's do another challenge about building your own economy. Let's pull back the curtain for 5 days and show people an industry that's exponentially growing, an industry that everybody can be a part of, an industry that the world needs now more than ever, an industry you and I are both in, Evan and Tony, but now everybody can be in this industry. We can be connected this way, and that's the knowledge industry, the self-education industry. Everybody has a message, a mess they've gone through, and they're on the other side. They have a story, they have a hobby, a passion that someone else right this minute wants and needs and will pay for. So we said, let's show people how to enter or scale in this industry. And then we started thinking about it. And then we asked Jenna Kutcher and Brendan Burchard and Prince EA and just, we kept asking all our friends and Shailene Johnson and Glow Atonmo and all these amazing people. And they kept saying, oh my God, the world needs it. Let's do it. The world needs it. Let's do it. And I mean, if you see the speakers that are coming, you won't believe it. You won't believe the speakers. And here, I'm going to just share, every one of them is doing it for free. And these are people that get anywhere from 50 to 300 grand for 60 minutes, 90 minutes on stage, but it's unprecedented times and people need unprecedented opportunities, capabilities. And who better than Tony in this group to inspire you to know it's time to get off your hands, time to forget the old cheese and go find new cheese. So anyway, that's what we're doing. It's May 11th through the 15th. It's the Own Your Future Challenge. It's live. It's going to be 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, probably two hours a day. No replay. So you're going to want to, I don't know if you have a link in your bio. I have a link for you, but you can tell people if you got a link in your bio or however you want them to go. But you need to go. Seriously, if you never thought about this industry, you need to go. If you're in this industry, you need to go. If you just need to be inspired and see what's possible, even when the world's chaotic, you need to go.
I love it. So for the Instagram audience, I pinned a comment there for you to check it out. And for YouTube, check out the first line in the description below, and we'll pop the link to get in there. 1 million people is what you're expecting, dude. It's crazy numbers. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you know, I mean, listen, you got to dream big, right? Like, here's the thing. So we did 830,000 people, and we're going for 1 million because, listen, just say it like it is. We've had the chance to spend a lot of time together. And you know, if we just, like, the world is in a weird freaking place. I mean, it is a scary time. Everybody's waiting for someone else to solve a problem, fix race issues, fix the global economy, fix communications, fix and bond people together. Here's the thing, and Tony and I have these deep conversations. 2 nights ago, we spent 3 hours on the phone, this conversation. There is no one coming to wave a magic wand. No one. Our politicians can't agree in our country here in America, and we can't agree around the world. The only people that are going to fix this is us. It is completely on us. So how do we do it? We try to get 1 million people to lock arms. right? To embrace each other and join a challenge, join a movement, gain capabilities. If we could change the economy in our homes, we can leverage, we can change the global conversation. We can fix so many things when we're thriving, right? And that silly analogy that I heard years ago, and I always use it, is when you're on an airplane, it says, you know, put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help the person you're with. That's how we fix the world. Let's get our oxygen masks on. That's why we asked all our dear friends to be a part of it. And if we can get ours secure, then we can help heal and fix the things around us. So that's why we're doing it. And yes, we're shooting for 1 million people. So whether you're watching here on Instagram or you're watching on YouTube, grab the link and not only go register, because there's no replay. And this sounds like a once in a lifetime, but it really is. When the world opens up, there's no way we'll be able to get all these people at the same time. So not only go register, like grab the link and send it to a friend or 2 friends or 10 friends, because they're going to be upset when they miss it. FOMO is real on something like this.
One of the things I love about you is you're always pushing for the next big thing. And even though you've done so much and won so hard and made the biggest partnerships in the world, you still play like it's the bottom of the 9th inning and you're behind by 3 runs and pushing hard. I mean, it's inspiring. I love it. I think it's something that everybody needs. And it's impressive to see someone, again, who's done so much, still just pushing so hard.
And I have to tell you, I've always had that. I've always played like I'm 10 points down. And then I get to be friends with Tony for a decade. And now we legitimately talk every day of our lives. And that guy plays harder than I do. I mean, Tony, if he quit today, he owns 73 companies now. He couldn't spend the money for the rest of his life. He couldn't give it all away. It has nothing to do with income anymore. It's got to do with purpose and serving the world and helping leave a legacy, not his legacy, just a legacy to shift. Like, he's hell bent on changing people's lives more than anyone would imagine. You'd think it was kind of a facade if you really didn't know him. So I already had that, Evan. And then talking to this guy every night, I mean, every night he's like, we got to go. We need to help more people. The last challenge, I said, Tony, I ran the challenge. That's my job. He shows up and we both show up and impact. I said, brother, no one's ever done a challenge over 300,000 people that I know. We're going to get to 500,000. And he calls me up and he said, if we can get to 500,000, we can get to 750,000. And he said, are we going to leave 250,000 people that need us now more than ever with COVID and shifting and all this stuff? They need us, brother. You hear me? They need us. How do we get to 250? And we sat on the phone for 2 hours strategizing, and we got to 837,000. So this time I said, dude, I don't know if we can get there again. He's like, 1 million people need us, Dean. Come on. 1 million people need us. It's free. It's not kind of free. We asked all our friends to do us a favor to come. We got to get 1 million. So now I'm hell bent on getting 1 million people.
I love it. So I had Tony on the channel to talk about the New World, New You challenge. And one of the things that came out of it from talking to people who went through it wasn't just the motivation from you and Tony and the people there and the ideas, but also the connection to each other. So I think a lot of people feel like they're going through this alone. They're stuck at home. They don't have other ambitious people around them. Talk to me about the community that you've also built inside of Facebook, as well as people who join the actual event. So people feel like it's not just this one-off motivation for a couple of days, but you build friendships.
Really good point. It would be someone like you to see that. Listen, we are socially distanced. That is the new phrase of the last year plus, right? And we even feel distanced in our thoughts. We're in this cancel culture where people are making us.
Oh, we lost your audio. I think I don't know if the Bluetooth died or no. We hear you. We hear it. We see a nice smile. We just can't hear you. Or at least I can't hear you. Guys, can you hear? If you can hear him, let me know, because I can't hear. No. He's gonna leave and come back, I think that's what he said. I think he's gonna leave and come back. Yeah, okay. We're gonna bring him back. He's gonna disconnect and come back. I like the story. Yeah, you can't hear either. Okay, good. It wasn't just me. Okay, hold on. Hang tight. We're gonna bring Dean back in. He's just leaving. We're gonna bring him back in. Let me go find him. There he is. Okay, I see him in the chat. Okay, send request, bring him in. Here he comes. There we go.
All right. You know what? Modern technology. Somebody called me, and when the phone rang, I went dead. So, I was saying that was a great question. And again, I went down the path of we're socially distanced and pushed apart. And I think the world, we can be virtually connected like never before. And I think that's what is one of the biggest byproducts of what we've been creating. We have communities online right now. If you go to ownitchallenge.com, or you go to the link below on YouTube, go to the link. If you're on YouTube, go to the link that Evan supplies for you. Not only will you have the opportunity to go to this event, you'll enter a community where people are on fire, where they're supporting each other, where they're giving each other love, where everybody's connecting from every country, every race, every background, every desire, failure, success, people doing amazing, people struggling, and everybody's bonding. And really, isn't that what we need to lift people up? We have enough bad news. We have enough separation. It's time we connect and align, because we have way more in common than we have on the other side of that. And I think that's what we get to do here. And until the world opens up and goes back to maybe close to the way it was, I think this is what gets us there.
Is there a favorite story from the last challenge that comes to mind? I mean, so many people impacted, obviously, but is there a favorite story of yours that came out of the last challenge that you can share with us?
Yeah, not one in general, because there's so many. I mean, literally, there's tens and tens of thousands of live videos in there and supporting each other. But the biggest story I get is watching people post and someone say, I'm going through a really tough time, I'm going through a divorce. And then there's 500 comments of people supporting, and somebody on their last stage of getting through cancer, and you watch this whole community attack and support. Or I'm having trouble, I feel like I'm an imposter, and my husband loves me, but he doesn't feel like this is for me. And people attack in a good way. Like, a lot of people are used to being attacked in today's world for something. This is being attacked and being supported. It's almost like an attack of support in every way possible. So I would say the biggest thing that I've seen out of it is people helping people, and kind of a culture of progress, people taking uncomfortable action. It's pretty amazing. I feel blessed to be a part of it.
One of the things that I think both you and Tony are just fantastic at is helping people break out of their old patterns, just the things that we just keep going on autopilot and repeating the same story. And one of my favorite videos from your YouTube channel was where you shared a story of how you're usually not away from your family for more than 3 days, but there was one trip especially that you did 7 days just because of back-to-backs and everything. And, you're so excited to come home, and then for whatever reason, there was some frustration, and you yelled at your kids or swore at them or something, and then went to apologize and say, hey, that's not me. That's kind of my dad's story kind of coming through me. And, one, just shows your humanity that, hey, Dean's not perfect either, and he still, is figuring stuff out. But two, just the power of that old story that we all have. So for people who are trying to own their own future, which is the whole point of this challenge, would feel like they can't, nobody in their family's ever done it before, nobody around them has done it before, someone like me can't do it. How do they break free of that pattern to actually step into their new future?
The first answer is, who did it for me better than anyone was Tony Robbins 25 years ago. He shifted my stories and my beliefs when I bought his course, invested in his course off an infomercial 2.5 decades ago. And that's what he's working on day one. Day one of the challenge, just so you know, the master is going to be busting those old beliefs, and there's nobody better. But the fact of the matter is what does it for me, because they still come back in. I appreciate you sharing that and watching my videos, especially ones I share from my heart. But I mean, literally once a month, I will parent my children in a way that my father parented me. And I love my dad. He's a great dude, still alive, but he parented in a way through anger and frustration. And, his dad beat him senselessly. My dad never hit me, but it came out as rage. And about once a month or once every 3 months, my son, especially my son, he'll do something where I'm frustrated, where it's a great teaching moment, and I'll freaking like snap, and that old version of me, or that version that I knew, will come out. And I've caught it through the years, and I've stopped it, or I'll stop and apologize. But I'd love to, I'm being completely transparent. It's not a great parenting moment, and I'm mad at myself every time I raise my voice or handle it in a way that it shouldn't have been. He's the kid. I'm the adult. I'm supposed to have that responsibility. But think about it, Evan. I've been in this industry, the self-education, personal development industry, for 25 years. I'm a multiple New York Times best-selling author on personal development. I talk to Tony Robbins every day of my life. I'm best friends with Brendan and all the people we talk every day. And still my old shit, my old stories, my old beliefs still pop out of my mouth and into my brain after decades of trying to squash it. It's not what I've realized, and it's the same with all of them. It's never going to go away. It's the ability to identify it and know that story. If it's in charge, I'll replicate being a dad just like my dad. If I use the story that only wealthy people make money, or I don't have time, or I didn't go to college and I'm an imposter, that's what my mom and dad both went through. And thank God I retired both of them by the time I was 30. They never made more than $25,000, $30,000 a year their entire life. They had stories. Those stories were embedded in me, and I've been able to overcome those stories, shift those stories to the point where when they pop in my head, I can say, if I continue to let that story be in charge, I will have the same results as my parents or people with that story. And at the end of my life, when I face God or whatever you believe your maker is, I can say, yeah, I could have had a fulfilled life. I could have went for it, but I played small because I let this crappy story that my grandfather gave my father and my father gave me and I gave to my kids. And this is the generations of a story of resistance in our own bigger future. So I look at those stories like the enemy. And I identify them, and then I go, you're going to let that story run your life, or you're going to bust it. So it's really not that they'll go away. It's being the observer of the lies that our brains can tell us that were fed to us at a time in history, identifying the lie, reverse it, and use it as power.
Well, and dude, that's what I love about your content, whether it's the YouTube channel, the podcast, or even Instagram. If you guys don't follow Dean yet on Instagram, you can check him out, because there's always some story, and it's almost always sharing a vulnerability or where you didn't live up to who you want to be, and taking us inside and teaching us the lesson, as opposed to, I'm perfect, come learn from me and I'll teach you everything. And so I think it's refreshing. I think it's awesome. And I'm a fan, so I just wanted to share that. What's something that you've changed since the past challenge that you learned? Because you broke the internet with so many people at the last one. What has changed? What's different between then and what you're going to be doing in May?
Yeah, the difference is the last one was all on mindset. This is really, yes, Tony's going to shift beliefs, but the 4 days after, day one is about shifting in belief, because if you're not in the right mindset, doesn't matter what we teach you or what anybody teaches you, you fall back to old habits. We all know that. So Tony and I will be anchoring in day one, what's possible, shifting your thoughts, busting old beliefs. And then for 4 days, we're literally going deep on how do you unlock the asset that lives in your brain, right? This is like real teaching. This isn't rah-rah. Like, we're going to show you a process to unlock what you should be teaching, who you should be teaching it to, how you can ethically sell it by serving, not by selling. How do you deliver it with confidence through our story teach tool model? And then how to wrap it all together so at the end of the challenge, it's not the end, it's actually the beginning of a new future for you where you could pivot. So the difference is Tony took them through a journey on shifting your mindset. This is a journey on shifting how you make, your career, your income, your impact on the world.
For people who are signing up, who want to get the most out of it, it's 5 days, every day for 5 days. There's no replay. Do we isolate ourselves in our room? Do we put something on the door to say don't come in? Do we what advice? Because people may not be used to learning from home in this kind of environment, where if they're coming to your events and Tony's events, it's all immersive. How do we set ourselves up for the best experience possible?
So, you know what? I've been saying this a lot, and you'll appreciate this more than anyone, Evan, and I mean it. Here's how I'm going to tell you that you're going to get the most out of this. Pretend you paid $5,000 for it. Like, legit, go to the link below, register, send it to a friend, put it in your phone, but then literally pretend you paid $5,000. Because at the end of the day, sometimes when you don't pay attention. It's like, Tony and Dean and all these great people are doing it. Maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. But if you cut a check for $5,000, you'd be there with pen in hand, with your journal. You would lock the door you're in. You would close all the tabs on your computer. You would shut the ringer off on your phone. You would be completely immersed. I know, because I've had events where people paid $100,000 to be there. They wrote every one of my words, word for word, as I was speaking. And I let one friend in, and he was kind of on his phone texting. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? The person next to you paid $100,000. You paid nothing. It's literally like, it's true. So how do you get the most out of this? Pretend you paid a ton of money, because in any other reality, to get Tony and Brendan and Shailene Johnson and Jenna and Prince EA and Trent Shelton and all, you could pay $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 for an event like this. So I'd say trick yourself that you paid money, and you'll get all the value you need.
I love it. I know our time's wrapping up. just quick final message. If somebody's on the fence, they feel like they love the idea of crafting your own future, but they're not sure that they can do it. They're hoping that this event is the thing that pushes them over the edge, but they haven't won before. What would your message be to them?
If we keep doing what we used to do, we'll continue to have what we currently have. Listen, these are scary times. I totally get it. Uncertain times. How do you get through uncertain times? You gain capabilities from people who've already been there. I've already been through multi-round markets. So is Tony. There's not one person that you're going to be learning from that was born with privilege, that it landed on their lap. They weren't scared. All of them felt like imposters. All of them started for nothing. Jamie Kern-Lima worked at Denny's and evolved to sell her company for $1.2 billion. She's going to be there sharing how she did that and how now she's in the knowledge industry. I mean, when do you get the chance to learn from people like that who were scared to death? Jamie Kern-Lima told her face, you're the wrong size, you're the wrong shape, you don't have the right look, it's never going to work for you, give it up and go back to what you were doing. Yeah, $1.2 billion later, thank God she didn't listen to that man who ended up actually working for her afterwards, which that would suck. But anyway, you get this opportunity. So what I'd say is it's free. Come explore, but come and play full out. Don't just come and dabble. Yeah, I promise you'll gain capabilities that'll shift your life.
And she sold it for 1.2 billion cash too, not just for stocks in the company.
Got the money.
I love it. Yeah, it's real money. I love it. Guys, go check it out. We'll link it up again, description below. Dean, thank you for all the work you're doing, man. It's just so refreshing to see the self-education revolution and you and Tony at the forefront of it. And another amazing event I know coming up, and I'm honored to be a small part of it too.
I appreciate you, dude. We'll chat soon.
All right. Much love, man.